If you're an anime fan, Christmas came early this year with the fall season of 2022 giving us the start of Chainsaw Man, the end of Mob Psycho 100, and incredible little sprinkles of feel-good hidden gems all across the board, like one of my personal favorites, Bocchi the Rock, starring a high school girl who turns to the guitar to look cool and make friends, but fails miserably with only her YouTube channel to give her validation. I relate personally. Except I can't play instruments and she's wildly more successful at the YouTube thing than my sorry, untalented self. Ha, ha, ha. Come on, Ken, we talked about this. Can't insult yourself when the mic's rolling anymore. Let's go. Now, although the title anime of the season, year, and probably decade will inevitably fall to Chainsaw Man, I want to ask you one thing. What makes an anime good? Is it the writing, direction, cast, art? No, it all boils down to one thing. Is it fun to watch? Okay, that should go without saying, but really think about it. Dragon Ball Z, perhaps the most popular anime of all time, is probably no better written than the serial fumbler Sword Art Online, but at least doesn't give you reasons to wish you'd been trapped in the game instead of forced to watch it, and that's the backbone of my argument today. Chainsaw Man understands its target audience, gives them what they want, and gives off the vibe that whoever wrote it had a heck of a good time doing it. Mob Psycho 100 feels more down to earth and cozy, while managing to put on an animation masterclass using source material that belongs on the fridge with the other crayon drawings. The anime I want to tell you about today, however, that goes even further beyond. Whammon and gentle whammon, hold on to your hats, for I give you The Eminence in Shadow. Now, hold on. Hear me out. I am a documented isekai hater and have said unpleasant things about this anime before, but I gave this a chance and it called out to me, saying, as the young whippersnappers would, "Are you not entertained?" I would do that better, but I like my voice. Before I lose your trust or forfeit my integrity as a critic of the finer things, I will preface my thoughts by saying, this show is objectively garbage, and I have no idea why I gave it a second episode. Despite that, I'm glad I did, and I haven't stared at a screen with such a wide smile in years. The first episode is some generic filth about a chuny who thinks everyone is an NPC, roams around at night as the stylish thug hunter, and aspires to be, I kid you not, the Eminence in Shadow, who won't be defeated even by Nuke. Sitting through that was a terrible experience, but as a reward I got to see him get hit by a truck and get isekai'd. Following this, he arrives in the new world, is born as the son to some lesser nobility, becomes overpowered off-screen before the second episode actually starts, and aspires to live as background character B by day, and Shadow, the leader of the secret group Shadow Garden, which he made to fight against the cult he lied about existing to get orphan girls to follow him. I feel like I've said enough and you probably want me to stop, but trust me, I cannot put into words how this anime makes me feel. Episodes 2 through 8 were a wild ride I have no regrets about enjoying, following his life in this new world, and my favorite part was wondering how much they had to pay people to work on it, and I use this word loosely, seriously. It's one of those anime where the joke is that all the things he lies about and makes up actually turn out to be true and he has no idea about it. So when the girls he's been keeping leave to fight the Cult of Diabolos on a greater scale, he thinks they're just politely telling him that they want to live their own lives and stop playing along with him. He gets up to the most theatrical displays of background characterism, only associates with nobodies and hides his talents to protect his perfectly polished persona. In case you might be thinking this sounds like it's meant to be a gag, no, it is not. The anime makes very clear attempts at trying to make situations threatening for characters. It tries to introduce suspense and plot twists where it makes the assumption that any of the characters are interesting enough to the audience for us to feel bad about their suffering or betrayals. And in their attempts to make the protagonist funny, he's ended up instead as a joke. who can't be taken seriously even in the moments the admittedly banger OST expects us to do so. As someone alive in 2022 who uses the internet, I find this to be the right kind of bad where it's hilarious, like those memes about the people failing at things the kids always talk about. If you're like me, you'll love it until around episode 9 when it tries to become serious and goes from hilariously awful to just yikes. But that's all just my opinion, and because no one clicks on or watches my videos, I'm sure it doesn't matter. Subscribe and maybe my self-esteem will go up. Kenshan out.